Ladies and gentlemen, before we get any deeper into this video, I first need to call myself out because Xueyi made me eat my own words like Chick-fil-A on a Monday. Let's go ahead and take a flashback to when I was cosplaying Luigi on Halloween, and I had the meanest stash known to mankind. When I looked down at the bottom left, and I saw she was a quantum destruction 4-star. Yeah, that's gotta be the most unnecessary shit I've seen in a while, guys. Don't nobody need no quantum destruction 4-star, bro. I feel like she gonna be Booty Cheek Chronicles, but you know what? I ain't even tripping. If the kit is fun, hey, bro, listen, she could be doing 3 damage, but if them animations is looking like Foo Swans, I'm in there. But if she out here like, you know, flopping on the ground like Magikarp, then she gonna have to, unfortunately, go in the back with Amber. I do like. Okay, so to be fair, I'm sure some of y'all could see where I was coming from, but I guess as the old saying goes, you should never judge a book by its cover. True, a destruction path 4-star quantum character seems absolutely pointless on the surface level. But after taking a peek at this woman's kit, I can assure you I was so off the mark on that one, guys. We're gonna go into the details about what you need to know. Unfortunately, all the very important things that I want to discuss with you is it's hidden behind the comprehensive part of her kit. In other words, the traces and her eidolons and things they just did not disclose in that 1.6 live stream. But that's not to say that you can't get any value from this video. There's still much more things to discuss, as well as perspectives. You know, I'm a pretty multifaceted guy with perspectives that you might not have considered. So I want to talk to you about those things after we explain the things about her kit that need to be explained. So let's go ahead and start off with the basic attack. Basic attack, plain Jane. There's nothing comprehensive or intricate about it. It's just a regular basic attack. Nothing attached to it. Skill, it is your typical skill that is associated with the destruction path characters. Basically, you deal this budget AoE, which is a single target decent damage with a smaller multiplier of adjacent damage. So it's just a smaller AoE skill of hitting 3 units at tops, and that's it. Nothing associated with it as well. Then we move on to the most important parts of her kit, the most important mechanical complexities of her kit, the ultimate and the talent. Starting off with the ultimate, first of all, it's one of the coolest goddamn ultimates in the game. Y'all know I'm a big fan of the Gay Bolg. For people who aren't, it's not even a Fate Stay Night thing. The Gay Bolg is like just a legendary spear and legendary spear move that just goes back to the ends of like weeb times, right? So just putting you on a quick little lore game, Gay Bolg is a legendary spear ability. It's like the most powerful ability of all time. And then in some games, Gay Bolg is the spear itself. I have to say that because some people come in my comment sections and they're like, hey, Smack saying that he likes his Gay Bolg. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Anyways, getting back to the topic of her ultimate, it deals very respectable single target damage, but its real value lies in the fact that it completely ignores the weaknesses of the enemy and will deplete their toughness bar no matter what. So it doesn't matter if they're not weak to the quantum element, it doesn't matter what weaknesses they have on their head. She will deplete their toughness no matter what. And here's the kicker, her single target ult toughness damage is very high. I mean, incredibly high. And then next to Ruan Mei, it's even higher because of the weakness break efficiency increase that Ruan Mei does with her skill. So this girl's a menace next to Ruan Mei, which we'll get into that. That's a different topic. So why is this good? Well, let's think about Jing Yuan for instance. He has the highest toughness breaking damage ability in the game, as well as in Bible Lune, but Jing Yuan does like 150 toughness with 10 stacks on his Lightning Lord. However, if there's a bunch of units on the field, then that toughness damage gets spread across all the units, thus diminishing the potency on the unit you really want to break the shield of. So that's a bad thing for him and Argenti. Well, with Xueyi, she gets to target whomever she wants to put that damage breaking toughness value on. She doesn't have to like worry about, oh, there's too many units on the field, I'm not going to be able to do it. No, she can literally decide who and when she wants to put that ult on them and break their shield. Furthermore, it does more damage the more shield that it breaks. So if you break somebody's shield that has like 10 toughness left, you're not going to get the maximum damage value. But if you break somebody's shield that has like 120 toughness and she depletes all 120 with her ult, you're going to get the maximum damage bonus. So there's a dual scaling perk there that is actually really good. And there's one more perk inside of her kit that I wish I could disclose, but just know when it's all said and done, her being a quantum character that also does a ridiculous amount of toughness shredding just tells you you need to build break effect on her. Now there's a thing in her kit that makes it even more enticing to build it, but on the surface level, any quantum unit that deals great toughness shredding, you should go break effect. Also, rest assured, we will be dropping a guide on her as soon as I possibly can. She has one of the most mechanically complex kits that I've seen on a 4-star unit and even 5-star units as well. I love it so much. And I promise it's not going to be a Gwen Iphone situation where I said I was going to drop a guide and now here we are waiting on Christmas for that guide still. Sorry guys, I've been getting busy and my ADHD kind of sometimes gets in the way. It's like I have to do things in the moment. I have to feel that shit, and if I don't, well, toss it in trash. I forgot about it. We'll get to that Gwen Iphone guide, but getting back on track, let's go ahead and move on to the talent. What's the talent do? She triggers a follow-up attack after fulfilling 8 stacks. What are the 8 stacks and how do you trigger them? Very simple. Just deal toughness damage. Any kind of toughness damage. And furthermore, it's not just like restricted to her dealing it. Anyone on the team can deal toughness damage and it will allocate a stack towards the 8 stacks that she needs to trigger that follow-up attack. So ice unit on my team hits an ice enemy, deals some toughness to him, boom, there's a stack given to her to fulfill that follow-up attack trigger. And her follow-up attack actually has a very good multiplier once you unlock the E1 without disclosing anything. But the crazy thing about this is that you can even fill up the stacks when you are simultaneously taking down toughness bars of enemies. What I mean by this is if 4 enemies at once get some toughness damage given to them, that will be 4 stacks given to Xueyi. Finally, the third thing that's important about this is if you hit that 8 stack marker, obviously she's going to trigger the follow-up attack, right? But if simultaneously you hit the 8 stack marker and then you deal toughness damage, let's say 3 more times after already hitting the 8 stack marker, those 3 stacks get stored at the bottom. You can see this in the footage when she deals damage to the enemies. 2 stacks get stored at the bottom because those 2 stacks were overkill past that 8 stack mark. Man, that was hard to explain, but just know once she hits the 8 stack mark, triggers the follow-up attack, stored stacks will then be allocated to the new reset 8 stacks that you have to fulfill again. Hopefully that made sense. Damn, that was hard to explain. Anyways, that's another this is one of those kits you got to pay attention to, right? Because you might think, oh, her multipliers don't look like that impressive. Dude, first of all, skill, ult, and then follow-up attack. Any unit that has like 3 different damage dealing factors, that shit piles up. It stacks like Legos, okay? It's like Xueyi. She just does one big auto attack and then you can trigger it and cast it again, but it's just her basic attack, right? Nothing else in her kit's dealing damage apart from her basic attack and her ult. With this girl, it's her skill, her ult, and a follow-up attack. 3 different variables, so that's, you have to take that into consideration. Now, let's talk about things that need to be discussed outside of me explaining how the kit works. One, Ruan Mei and her are like peanut butter and jelly, more so for Xueyi than Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei you can use on any goddamn team, but for Xueyi in particular, you want to have her next to a Ruan Mei. I think the biggest value you will extract from Xueyi is using her not as a main DPS, but as a secondary DPS on compositions where the main DPS isn't skill point greedy. I'll give you 3 characters off the top of my head that Xueyi will work really well with. Blade, Topaz, and Jingliu. All 3 of these units are very skill point friendly to the point where they're not just draining your skill point bar and not letting Xueyi use her skill to fill up her ult faster. Those 3 units and any units that come out in the game down the future who aren't skill point greedy, Xueyi is going to be a beast with, because now she can use her skill without you worrying about, man, I'm about to run out of skill points. You get what I mean? And she's a DPS on that team, with Ruan Mei giving that massive team-wide ridiculous damage bonus that she does, enabling Xueyi to deal great damage, enabling the main DPS to deal great damage, and then enabling Xueyi to break their shields, give them the massive delay effect attached to a break effect quantum character, and then the break effect explosion deals even more damage, right? and then she gets delayed again thanks to, or the enemies get delayed again thanks to Ron May's ult. That team, Ron May, Xueyi, Jing Liu, and fill up that fourth slot with whomever, Silver Wolf if you want. I'm telling you, this sustainless comp meta is on its way, and Xueyi and Ron May, woo, that's gonna be one beautiful combo I look forward to testing. I'm super excited about it because Xueyi, I know people are sleeping on her. They're like, oh, she's just a 4-star DPS. I'm not gonna build her when there's 5-star DPS. They don't understand this woman got some depth to that kit. And y'all know me, I'm the type, I be seeing nobody else sees, bro. Fu Xuan ain't got shit on your boy. But those are, I guess those are all my thoughts that I'm allowed to share at this particular point in time. Xueyi, her biggest value is gonna lie in the fact that she's a secondary DPS who can absolutely decimate shields while dealing respectable damage and still enabling the main DPS to pop off. She's a quantum character that can contribute to delay action value next to Ron May, which means you can get away with sustainless comps, especially because she breaks the shields very fast. Oh, I can't wait to test this woman out. You guys comment down below, let me know your thoughts. And again, when she drops, I promise that guy will come out as fast as possible. I'll probably spend a little time figuring out her kit to make sure I understand things, but then it's gonna get dropped ASAP Rocky. Look forward to it. Peace, love, and happiness, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.